Good morning, Americans. This is your favorite alien here on the morning of Saturday, uh, February 25th, 2023. Stand by for today's comment. And today's comment is on American men. You are headed for extinction and disaster, which corresponds to your nation disintegrating and your human race heading towards disaster. And it's basically because of the American men. When I first came to this planet in 1950, or 50 years ago, pardon me, in 1970, 53 years ago, there was a question back then that said that good women were hard to find. And men were having a hard time finding women, so they said. Okay. And men were taller and women were not smarter, they said. Well, today, you got women are taller and smarter, and men are dumber and more stupid. So your society doesn't have as many homes and family units anymore because of the men. Women are getting more pay, yes, finally. They're not there yet, but they're getting to be. Men are still sort of changing them on that. But today's young men are dangerously disastrous. They're heading towards disaster. They're dropping out of school faster than women. They're not getting educated. And they're becoming a menace to society. And what we need is the menfolk of the Americans to be a better citizen. And too bad that the women are taller, but hey, that's the way the cookie crumbles these days. But if you don't have the building blocks of your society, which is a family unit, you're forever going to be destructing the American society and the human race. It is up to you, American men, and decide, what do you want? Do you want what your grandparents had? No. Do you want what your fathers had? No. Because that was all disastrous. Wealth and power? Really? Look what happened to women that accumulated wealth and power. Hey. And the ones that, did. Hey, look at Miss Farina there, who was the CEO of what? Yahoo, I think it was. Was it Yahoo? I think so. I can't live on 19 million. Yeah. And, you got women that achieve stature, Phyllis Schlafly achieved stature, and she was okay, even though she was interesting. Gloria Steinem was okay. Whoopi Goldberg, well, she's a disaster. She just doesn't know how to handle herself, and that's bad. So does Joy Behar. And then you got people like Amy Robach, who had a family and had a stature in ABC and threw it all away for somebody? Really? You're going to throw all that away for somebody, huh? I don't think I could do that. I got lucky. I was married for 30 plus years to my wife. Was she perfect? Oh, she was far from that. Was I perfect? I was definitely far from that. But she was it for me. No matter how disjointed we were. And we were two opposites. She liked things. She would drive people crazy. Hey, we went to a restaurant, and my poor wife, yeah, she could never get a right dinner or breakfast or lunch. It was always something wrong with it. Even her kids would complain about that. And I looked at him and I said, hey, it's your mom. So, I would talk to the waitress and waitresses, and I would talk to my wife, Betty, and said, what do you want today? Oh, you want it this way? Okay. And she didn't mind that I ordered. And I got it for her. I said, is that okay? And she says, oh, yeah, 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 yeah. Hey, see what I mean? Two work together. Did we have our differences? Oh, yeah. Did we have discourse? Yes. But we had a lot more good days than bad days. Put it this way. For every 100 good days, we maybe had one bad day. It got a little tough when she got sick, and I can understand that because she was fighting to get back to where she was, and she could never do that. And I couldn't tell that to her. Betty, you can't get back to where you were. You're disintegrating. You tell that to a wife, really? Or a husband? Really? Somebody could do that, then they really don't love that person if you have to tell them that. Or leave them because they become grouchy and some days are not good and some days are bad and they're thinking that everything is falling on them. Well, it is. And when Betty got really sick, she told me, you're still here. And like I told her, there's a lot more to that piece of paper we signed that says I do. It said for better or for worse and richer or for poorer. So then, I am here. Till the end. That was almost 2 years ago in September of 2021. When I had to say, okay, I'm sorry, and terminate. And I'll forever be, when I see her again, say, I'm sorry, baby, I had to do that, but I had no choice. And you had no choice. And that's something that you have between the two of you. And that's what the American men today don't have. They got to become citizens, and they don't even know what that is. Heck, some women don't even know what citizenship is either. That's a problem with you Americans. You got to get back to the ground roots in order to figure out where in the hell you're going, but you don't. You rely too much on technology when in order to fix yourselves, you got to go back to your roots. Unfortunately, you won't. This is my comment for today. The American men are dooming your society to extinction and the human race to extinction. Good day.